I guess, the honor, the privilege, however you want to phrase that, to share this amazing practice that often I refer to as India's gift to the world. And so this is an adapted yoga practice. And today, everything we're going to do seated in a chair. That said, at some point, I may in future classes move from doing seated only to, for part of the class, offering being able to stand using the chair for balance. So that's exciting, new on the horizon. However, today, everything we do will be done seated in a chair. And I think you'll be delighted to discover just how full of practice we can have seated in a chair. So as always, an invitation to begin with a centering practice. Find a comfortable sitting position. You'll sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. It can be challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in environments. And it's ready, roll your shoulders back and down. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels comfortable for you. As ready, an invitation to bring your hands together in prayer pose near your heart or heart space. Palms together, palms open. If this placement of your hands makes you lose your balance, an invitation to maybe place your hands on your yoga belly. We never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. Hands ready, lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart. And an invitation to take a few moments to allow yourself to consciously enter into the present. Setting aside whatever was going on for you before the yoga practice for the duration, knowing that you can come back to that after class. So if your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes. Relax your arms down by your side or on your lap, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Often I'll share at this point, we are falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. That said, if you happen to fall asleep in your yoga practice, it is not rocket science. If you fall asleep, it means that you are. An invitation now to ground down through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. We want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. Or maybe ground down through your sits bones, noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back. And then when you're ready, an invitation to bring your hands together. Rub your palms together a little. I love to share little pieces of research that I've come across in recent times. And one of them would be that the information that our hands are not only connected to our heart, but to our mind as well. So take your hands apart, feel a little warmth or heat between your hands. Rub your palms together again. This time, as you're rubbing your hands together, I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding stress and tension. And see if you can take some of that loving energy from your hands and place them on that part of your body. Allow your body to absorb the loving energy from your hands. Rub your palms together again if you'd like. And maybe this time, see if there's a new place, a different place in your body that needs a little extra TLC, loving kindness, and bring your hands there. We'll open to receive. So take a moment, notice how you feel. Any subtle sensations? From here, an invitation to repose. So sitting away at this point now, if possible, I'd like to invite you to sit in a way that you're able to support your own spine. If you're needing the back of the chair today, honor that and support. Or it might be that you have a yoga mat rolled up along your spine, a block. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. And then an invitation to explore sitting forward on your sit bones. Might do a little bum dance. So our sits bones, the bones we sit on, lengthen your spine. Did you know that we can create space between our vertebrae? And most of us are tallest in the morning. So lengthen our spine, shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels comfortable for you. Tap your chin in slightly to give you a little nerve flossing for your neck. Release. And then an invitation from here to bring a gentle awareness to your breath. So feel free to close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable, or soften your gaze downwards. And maybe placing one hand on our yoga belly and noticing that as we inhale, belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves. If my cueing with the breathing, breath awareness or breathing techniques doesn't work for you, I encourage you to breathe in whatever way you can. This is your yoga practice. Then maybe placing another hand on your heart center, so you're close to your heart or in your heart space. And perhaps noticing the pattern of movement of the breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And then see if you can invite the breath to be just a little bit longer than it was when we began. Notice the length of the exhale. When we lengthen our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. Maybe change placements of your hands. I'd like to encourage you during your practice today, whenever possible, to bring your awareness back to this deep, easeful breath. If your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes. Falling awake, not asleep, falling awake, not asleep. So I've been told that my voice sometimes can be like a drug. And so I'll do my best to falling awake, not asleep. And so you might want to do a little bum dance or walk your hips forward a little bit, walk your hips back. Roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of the neck. And from here, I'd like to invite you to take 3 deep breaths. So we'll begin. If you're not congested or you don't have an obstruction, you might want to inhale through your nose. And then maybe we can exhale, making a Hasana. So 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And a little wiggly fidget. So clearly I'm outdoors surrounded by Mother Nature. Most of us are practicing from home. So I'd like to invite you, whether you're practicing indoors or outside, when you come to class, if your intention, and I hope, I feel like my job is to hopefully invite you, maybe, I don't like the word make, but my hope for you is that you fall in love with yoga. So I feel like that's my job. So you fall in love with yoga. And from my perspective, yoga is all encompassing, body, mind, and spirit. So we do breath work, we do gentle movement, sometimes staying in yoga poses, modified or adapted, or moving in and out of the poses. Sometimes I like to think of that as a string of pearls. And then we finish up the class, generally with a short guided meditation in your final relaxation. So I feel compelled to share the 2 most important practices in the yoga practice, in addition to hanging out with friends. Right? So community, like-minded, hearted, authentic community would be the breath work and the meditation piece. So just saying. Let's roll our shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. Ground down to your feet or center and ground through your sits bones. You can notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. Lengthen your spine. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. From here, we'll transition into a practice called sounding. So using sound, and in this case, our own voices, the world's first instrument, as far as I know, to help perhaps minimize tension in our body. And it's a lovely way to connect with each other. And so the sounds are going to be A, O, and M. We can add movement and sounds. I'd like to invite you to explore arm movements. If you prefer to treat this as a meditation silently, go for it. So here we go. Reach your arm up to the sky. So reaching up as high as feels comfortable for you. As you lower your arm, if you'd like, make this an A. Opposite arm, opposite side, reach up. And letter O this time. So it's going to be O. This time, let's explore reaching both arms up towards the sky. And as you release your arms on an exhale, make the sound M. M. So let's practice one more round of toning, linking our breath with our movement if you like. Let's begin reaching up in the sky. On your exhale, make the sound A. A. Other side, reach up. Letter O. O. Both arms reach up. So if you'd like to go ahead, you can do one arm, both arms, whatever feels great for you. On the exhale, make the letter, sound the letter M. You just tasted something delicious. M. Take a moment, notice how you feel. A subtle shift in your energy. From here, let's transition into a practice to move into a warm-up. So beginning with your head, bring your chin gently towards your chest. So we're still sitting up nice and tall. So chin towards your chest. As you feel your neck is ready, turn a soft gaze looking up towards the ceiling, the sky if you happen to be outside. And then as if you're nodding yes, movement slowly. So this is a warm-up for the cervical spine. Adjust your feet if you need to. Sitting up nice and tall. And then as ready, finish up the movement that you're on. And then I'd like to invite you to bring one ear towards your shoulder. If it's helpful and you'd like, you can reach your opposite hand across to your opposite shoulder. And now let's explore moving from side to side. Bring your opposite ear towards your shoulder. Reach your hand across. Come out of the movement on this side. And from here, let's explore, without using our hand or arm, moving from side to side. So allow your shoulders to soften away from your ear. So you're moving your ear towards your shoulder, moving from side to side. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on, bring your head back center. And then an invitation to turn a soft gaze looking towards your shoulder. So I'd like to encourage you to move towards your 50%. Only move as far, turn your head as far as feels comfortable for you. And then turn your head from side to side. As if nodding no. You'd like to add a soft smile, a little Buddhist smile. Smiling can be calming for our nervous system, to release saliva. We want a nice juicy mouth and juicy body. So we all know what it's like to go to the dentist, which I just came from. Thankful for my yoga practice. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on, bring your head back to center. Essentially, we've moved our neck through 3 planes of movement. And now I'd like to continue with the movement called cat and cow, moving down along the spine. For this, I'm going to invite you to continue seated forward, facing me. However, I'm going to turn my chair sideways in the hopes that you get a better view of what's going on with the spine in a cat-cow movement. So essentially, for this practice, the focus is on our upper back, the thoracic area of our back. And so as you're ready, cat and cow. So I'm here if you need to see me. Otherwise, if you've been doing your practice for a while, you'd like to close your eyes softly, go for it. Here we go. An invitation to round your back. As you round your back, draw your chest in. I like to place my hand on my chest. So it's as if our sternum's moving to the back of our ribs. As ready, arch your back. So our sternum moves forward, lifts, shoulders back and down. An invitation now to continue this gentle warm-up for your spine. You might notice that as we arch our back, our hands naturally have a tendency to slide in towards our hips. On the exhales, we round our back, hands naturally have a tendency to slide towards our knees. If your skin is super sensitive for whatever reason, sliding your hands full contact might not work for you. Invitation to explore hovering your hands just above your thighs as you move. Move in a way that feels natural for you. So natural that these movements become one. So inhale, arch your back. This is a cow piece. Sometimes I like the kid and say, move. And on the exhale, you round your back. The happy cat. Yeah. When you're ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms down by your side, or wherever feels most comfortable for you. So I'm going to suggest actually that you explore resting your hands on your thighs. I'm going to turn my chair so it's facing forward again. So from here, moving forward, I'd like to invite you to reach one hand towards the earth, towards the floor, as if you're reaching to pick something up. Feel free to hold on to the other side of the chair if you'd like. Essentially, we'd like to have our shoulder lined up with shoulder. If it's helpful, you can imagine that you're seated between two panes of glass. And then we'll move from side to side, keeping both sits bones on the chair. It might be helpful to reach towards the earth, to exhale. Breathe in, come back center, exhale to the other side. Or maybe it feels better just to inhale to one side, exhale to the other side. If you're feeling congested or you have an obstruction, I encourage you to breathe in whatever way you can. You might notice that as we warm up, the movements become more easeful. Perhaps we're able to go a little bit deeper. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. And come on up seated comfortably. Take a moment or two. Notice how you feel. And how's your breath, our old friend, our breath. From here, let's transition into a seated twist. For this piece, I'd like to have my fingers at the base of my spine and then twisting. Begin at the base of your lumbar spine, moving up one vertebrae at a time. We twist gently to the side. So this is a gentle twist. We're not going to our full range. And then moving from side to side, moving dynamically. So again, maybe explore moving to your 50%. So it's not one size fits all. You might be going a little deeper, less deep than I am. And finish up the movement that you're on. Come on back to a neutral spine. Relax your arms by your side, then on your lap. And take a few moments to notice the effects of the movements that we just did. Has anything changed for you energetically since we started, since we began? Notice any subtle sensations. Can you name the sensation? So tuning in. Maybe you feel a little more energetic than you did when we began. Maybe you're feeling, is the sensation fatigue? I do have one friend who says that sometimes he feels a hum moving along his spine in the energy, the yoga practice. So no right or wrong. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. It's one of the reasons I love yoga. So I'm right here on my back porch, goofy as ever, feet on the ground. So I'd like you to ground down through your sits bones, do a little bum dance. Bring your arms out to the side. So again, moving towards your 50%, reaching up, not higher than your shoulders. So I like to call this warrior arms. So broad through the collarbone, extend beyond your wrist, beyond your fingertips. Get bigger in space. We tend to shrink. Roll your thumbs down towards the earth. Rotate your palms up. Notice which feels better for you. Palms face up or palms face down. Turn your palms face up. Gazing on the horizon, broad through the collarbones, extend beyond your wrist, beyond your fingertips. Palms face down. And feel your work. It's between the poses and the movements in a way that the yoga happens. Notice how you feel. Not about what we look like, the form and the posture. Diagnostic tools, how do I feel? Moving on, let's have an invitation to ground down through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. Or ground down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. I like to pull the buttock flesh away from my sits bones. For you, it might be a little bum dance. Lengthen your spine, shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And then from here, I'd like to invite you to tap your fingers. So micro movements, visualizing the movements. And the theme for today's class is I am, I can, and I will. And so if you'd like, maybe explore moving from your pinkies to your thumbs. Thumbs to pinkies. We're not accustomed to moving our hands in this way. It's really challenging. As long as we're moving, we're making the neural connections, we're strengthening the muscles in our hands. How about a little air piano, a little boogie woogie, or whatever? It could be jazz for you. So the 4 sensations I'd like you to experience in your yoga practice are grounding, balance, rhythm, expansion. Turn your palms face up and then rotate your wrists. And then an invitation to see if you can slow the movements down. Take a look at your hands with appreciation for all that they do. So most of us use our hands more than we do our feet. And rotate your wrists in the opposite direction. And then if you'd like, imagine that you're moving your hands through water. You notice your mind gets distracted and wants to wander off. Know that that's the nature of our mind. If you notice, good for you. You get a gold star. I love stars. And then as you're ready, push your hands away. Arms are as low or high as you want. Mine are fairly low below my shoulders today. So as long as they're not higher than your shoulders for this piece. So push your hands away, pull your hands back. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. With this movement, not only are we getting into all the major joints in our arms, getting that synovial fluid, Mother Nature's WD-40 flowing into our joints, we're also getting into what is often a tight area on the inside and outside of our shoulder blades. It's like we're giving our back a little massage. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. So when you're ready, let's transition into yoga swim. We'll start freestyle. Feel free to come out of the movement or the poses anytime you'd like or on my count, so on my cue. So as you're ready, let's transition into backstroke. And how about breaststroke? Whoosh. Side stroke. I don't know where all of you are tuning in from today. I know some parts of the world it's quite warm. Here in the lower mainland, Sunshine Coast, it is gray and cold. I haven't had the opportunity to jump in the ocean yet, but I'm determined it's going to happen. Cold water swimmer I'll be. And then let's finish up with butterfly. And a little shaking. And come on back to stillness. Let your belly soften. Let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Your natural rhythm. Maybe observing the rise and fall of your belly, chest. If it's helpful, you can place one hand on your belly, the other on your heart space. And notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. And a little shake out again, a wiggly fidget. So you do a little bum dance. So I always think be creative. One of the things that I learned in my yoga practice was that creativity can help with anxiety. And so part of my story history is a ton of anxiety via panic disorder for many, many years, and I rarely panic anymore. I did for a few moments. We had a pretty major storm here the other day. I was in my little ice cream shop, which is my other business, and things were a little bit scary. I panicked, but thankfully I was able to keep my feet on the ground and do the next right thing and keep myself and my workers safe. And so here we are. It blew over. So arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Take your hands to your heart center. Bow your head towards your heart, towards your heart space. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch, lift your heart. You take a look between your palms if that feels okay for your neck, and return your gaze on the horizon. Notice as one palm facing the other. Maybe our hands come together in prayer, down through to the heart. So arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, open up your heart. Bring your hands to your heart. So palms together, palms open, then reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Lift your heart, bend from above your shoulder blades. Maybe turning a soft gaze up if that feels okay for your neck. And then bringing your hands together in prayer, maybe down through the heart. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open, soft, bending your elbows, nothing rigid. Take your hands to your heart center. Reach up to the sky, gentle back arch. Lift your heart. Maybe your hands come together in prayer. This time I'd like you to imagine as you bring your hands to your heart space, imagine a waterfall. So water is feminine, cooling energy. Arms by your sides, spiral your palms open. Take your hands to your heart center. Notice how it feels to have your hands in this vulnerable place in your body. Reach your arms up to the sky, gentle back arch. Maybe our hands come together in prayer. And then imagining a waterfall as we bring our hands down through to our heart space. Place one hand on your yoga belly, the other on your heart center, your heart. And maybe notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Wiggly fidget again. So a lot of sensory stuff going on for me being outdoors. So I think earlier I started to share with you that I would like to invite you to bring something to the class, whether you're inside or outside, that helps to ground you in the form of Mother Nature. So if you're inside, it might be a plant, maybe it's a fur kit, maybe it's a pebble, pine cone, whatever it is, to have that with you to encourage a grounding sensation, something that you can connect with. It might even be a marble. I've been carrying a marble in my pocket in recent days, so I haven't lost all my marbles. And it's quite a big one, collected. So I cleaned off my marbles, shined them up, and had this one beautiful one that I've been keeping in my pocket. However, yeah, what have I got today? Oh, I guess got all these lovely plants and so on. So I think you probably know where I'm going with that. Connect with Mother Nature. It's so amazing. So the ancient yogis in oral tradition, a lot of the practices were inspired by our connection with the natural world, Mother Earth. So in their wisdom, in this wisdom tradition. Ground down through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. So if you're not able to feel your feet in the usual manner, I'd like you to visualize your feet. And if you feel stable in your chair, you can maybe lean forward a little bit, take a look at your feet. If you're blessed with the yoga buddy can maybe place their hands on your ankles. Ground down through your feet, center and ground through the soles of your feet. We want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. Or root down through your sits bones. Maybe notice where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. So grounding. Lengthen your spine. Expansion. Roll your shoulders back and down. Tuck your chin in slightly to release the back of your neck. And from here, we'll come into a practice called finding our balance. If you know that balance is a challenge for you, have whatever device you need to keep you stable in your chair. So for some folks, might be a rolled up yoga mat along your yoga belly. Whatever device works for you. So we'll begin by inhale, lengthening our spine. On the exhale, I'd like to invite you to come forward about 20%. So if available, you can take hold of the underside of your chair. Come forward with a flat back. Noticing that sometimes we come into a forward bend, our chin wants to jut up. So I'd like you to notice how it feels to have your chin tucked in slightly. And then as ready, so it might be visualizing. So push down through your inner heel. Place your hands on each knee or thigh, come back up to a neutral spine. So let's explore continuing this gentle movement, rocking forward and back. If it's helpful, you can walk your feet forward a little bit. Close your eyes softly. That can be interesting if you feel stable in your chair. There's something about this movement that can feel comforting for our nervous system. So could it be that it's because I think it's about 75% of our body is made of water, that we were in the womb one day. Those of you, I guess it's mythology, you're into Aphrodite, I don't know. Don't really have an academic background, so you don't want to be quoting me, but investigate, notice how you feel. Come on back up to a neutral spine. And then from here, I'd like you to circle your heart forward. And then circle back. So here, depending on how large or small your circles are, so and yours might be larger or smaller than mine, so you move in your own time and rhythm. So rhythm is the other sensation I hope that you experience in yoga practice. Your sense of rhythm. So if we make smaller circles, it's my understanding that we're working our core a little more than we would be if we're making larger circles, which helps us get into our hips and lower back a little more. Core, huge topic, which of course can't really get into a whole lot in 45-minute yoga class. As ready, rotate in the opposite direction. Our hips are in ball and socket, so we can move both directions. Maybe notice, are you tighter on one side than the other? Most of us are tighter on one side. As ready, finish up the movement that you're on. Relax your arms by your lap or by your side or lap. And take a moment to let your breath come back to its natural rhythm. Notice any subtle sensations. Trust that the sensations are there. It's not going to be a rocket ship across the sky. If anything I share with you in the practice at any time hurts, skip it. So this is not no pain, or what is that? I don't even, it's been so long ago now, no pain, no gain. We've hugely shifted from that old paradigm, bad idea, to no pain, no pain. So pain management, pain care, depending on where you're coming from. And so if you're working with other healthcare professionals, please honor whatever you know you need to do for your body to take care. And I trust that you are all doing that. And I will do my best to guide you. And so moving on, speaking of guiding, I'd like to invite you to reach your arm up. So you might explore in line with your shoulder, a little bit lower. Turn your palm face up and then extend your arm away from you. Soft bend in your elbow, nothing rigid. Bring your arm back center. Palm face down, release. So begin again, fin again. Reach up, spiral your palm open. So it might be that you have a yoga buddy who is helping with the movement. So guiding, not doing the work for you. And bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. Let's continue the gentle movement. So it might be that today you're visualizing the movement. That can be a powerful practice, sometimes even more powerful than the actual movements. However, if you are reaching up, spiral your palm open. I'd like to invite you, if it hurts your neck to turn, keep a soft gaze forward. This time, as you bring your arm out to the side, make a shh sign, sound, sign and sound. I'm gonna be learning whatever. You'd think I was just learning how to speak sign language, but for today it's shh. You bring your arm out to the side, making the sound or soft gaze forward. Shh. Look past your middle finger. Bring your arm back center. Palm face down, release. So my students over the years have shared that the sound can help with spasms. I know from a personal experience, I have an intention tremor or an aging be helpful. And it's helpful because sound can be calming for our nervous system. And so as you reach up, other side, spiral your palm open. Exhale, making the sound shh. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. So let's just practice one more time on each side. Reach up, spiral your palm open, moving with grace and ease. Exhale. Shh. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. Last time, in your own time and rhythm, reach up. I'm here if you need a visual. Finish up the movement that you're on if you haven't already. Relax your arm down. Little wiggly fidget, whatever your body is asking of you. And then I'd like you to come seated comfortably back in your chair in preparation for a couple practices. So, we're coming down off the mountain, so to speak. So I'd like you to find a comfortable sitting position. Close your eyes softly if that feels comfortable, or soft gaze downward. And to take a few moments to ask yourself, is there anything else I need for my yoga practice at the moment? So it might be repetition of something we did earlier in the practice. Maybe it's something entirely different. This is an opportunity for you to do your own thing. Ask yourself again, is there anything else I need for my yoga practice today? So from here, let's transition into a short guided meditation. And so for today's meditation, I'd like to give you 3 grounding techniques to explore if you'd like. So the first one would be breath. And actually, first of all, make sure that you have what you need to sit comfortably. If you need a blanket, a jacket, a sweater, whatever that might be. I think I'm going to grab my jacket. My sweater is a little bit damp. And I'll just be a moment. I'm totally an old Girl Guide Ranger. Be prepared. Living in the real world. Weather crazy. So a little bit of weight on the thighs can feel amazing, can help with fatigue, can be grounding, up to you. So sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright. Comfortable, however, you are still alert. And so the 3 practices would be grounding techniques. The first one would be breath awareness. The second one is utilizing the soundscape around us. And the third one is a sense of gravity, pulling our shoulders away from our ears, grounding us down to our feet. So choose whatever works best for you. And so allow yourself to have a beginner mind. I'm a lifelong student. And so an invitation to begin by rolling your shoulders back and down. Relax your hands, palms face down on your lap. Draw your hands in towards your hips. If this placement of your hands doesn't feel good for you, place your hands in whatever way feels comfortable for you. Look down and into your heart. See what you can see. Breathe into your heart. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. As an alternative to the breath practice, I'd like to invite you to explore the soundscape. Bring your awareness to perhaps the sound furthest away from you. Bring a gentle awareness to the sound closest to you. Maybe hearing the sound of your breath, maybe the sound of your heartbeat. And then take your awareness to the sound in between, furthest away and closest to you. And lastly, as an alternative for grounding technique during our meditation, would be to bring your awareness to a gentle sense of gravity, pulling your shoulders down away from your ears, grounding you down to your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. Want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. So whatever grounding technique you've chosen, I'd like to invite you to take a few moments to sit together with a gentle reminder before we transition into your final relaxation. Breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. As my in-breath grows deep, my out-breath grows slow. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Alternatively, if you'd like, bring a gentle awareness to the soundscape around you. Maybe noticing the sound furthest away from you. Bring your awareness to the sound closest to you. Maybe hearing the sound of your breath, the sound of your heartbeat. And then take your awareness to the sound furthest away, or in between the sounds furthest away and closest to you. And lastly, as an alternative to the first two, breath awareness, soundscape, I'd like to invite you to bring a gentle awareness to a gentle sense of gravity. Pulling your shoulders away from your ears, tucking your chin in slightly to release your neck. Lengthening down through your spine, all the way down through the soles of your feet. Connecting us to Mother Earth. So wherever you are, I'd like to invite you in your meditation practice to bring a gentle awareness back to your breath. If you're without changing anything. And if your eyes are closed, gently blink your eyes open. So falling awake, not asleep. So you can take a look around the beautiful space that you're in. Name 3 objects that you see to bring us back, make those neural connections. So we'll transition, we have a moment or two, into your final relaxation. So this is meant to be a deep conscious relaxation. And my teacher stressed that one of the most difficult poses in our yoga practice is this last pose. So serenity pose. And the reason for that is that it's asking us to be still. And so we live in a culture, most of us, where we're going a million miles an hour. And it's an invitation to roll your shoulders back and down. So this is not a big scrunch up towards our ears. Essentially, we're inviting our shoulders to soften. So most of us have our shoulders up and around our ears. Rest your hands, palms face up or down as desired. Eyes are closed softly if that feels comfortable, or soft gaze down. Soft palms. Soft yoga belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow the breath to breathe itself. Relax your jaw and clench your teeth. So it feels good to take your fingertips to the areas I'm cueing. Feel free. So soft jaw. Let there be a little space between your teeth. Soften around your temples. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Wide. Silently, if you'd like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. It's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our yoga belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be. Without changing anything, bring a gentle awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. Our bodies are the best home our mind will ever be. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Right, wiggle your fingers. Your eyes are closed, gradually blink your eyes. So, little bum dance, wiggle your fidget, whatever feels good. And so notice how you feel before and after yoga practice. Questions or feedback, always love to hear from you. And so I have my friend Kassar who's going to help facilitate that. Feel free to take yourself off mute, and I will mute and listen to you. So thank you everyone for joining me today. I will move into my iPhone a little closer. Stumble bum that I am.
Your class was amazing today, Bobbie. It was amazing.
Aw.
I am a guilty party of falling asleep and not awake. And you kept And all your little anecdotes of all the things you did today were so unique. And I also have an intentional tremor, so I didn't know that thing. You know, I just go with the flow. So that was very interesting. Just today was just a special class. It definitely felt everything. All the juju was coming through the screen. It was very lovely.
That's great. Thank you. for the
Thank
feedback.
you.
Costa, there's my handsome tech host. Woohoo!
Mhm. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks.
Stay
Bobbie.
warm or cool, whichever.